Hello everyone, this is Devon. Welcome back to my channel. Once again, we're doing reviews over another black film called American Skin. And on my YouTube channel, I'll be reviewing all black films or any major film that has a prominent or major black lead or character. American Skin was released on Amazon Studios this last weekend. Actually, from what I'm hearing, that it really came out 2019, went through the film festivals, and I guess Amazon Studios finally acquired the rights to the video, or the film, I should say. Nate Parker, the main character. We know him. He did the Nat Turner Rebellion. He's done a lot of black films. He's also in The Great Debaters. He's the one that wrote this film and directed this film. Omari Hardwick, Ghost and Power, Our Man is Back. And another guy named Mo McCray. He was on Sons of Anarchy. He was also on the show Pitch with the first woman in the baseball league. A lot of other no names in the film as well. So I'm disappointed in this film because I have to say that although the plot and idea of the film was excellent in what he wanted to do, there were just certain elements in the film that made it trash. And I'm sorry, Nate. I know you're a great man. Done some great things, but let's dig right into it. Basically, he's a Iraqi war vet. Him and his son get stopped by two cops. The cops pulls a gun on his son and shoots him, just like we keep seeing in America over and over and over again. It's a year after the killing, and of course, they don't win in the court. They don't press charges against the officer. People are enraged. It's set in L.A. People riot. They loot. No, they just rioted. There was no looting in the film. And after that happens, the chief sheriff or the head sheriff or the chief department, whatever his name is, he was black. He goes to them. He tells them, "Hey, can you stop the riot? Tell them to stop rioting. We want it to be peaceful." And Nate Parker, his BM, his baby mother, the mother of his son, agrees to it, and he's watching on the screen. He doesn't like it, and Omari Hardwick says something very powerful. They always get the mother to say it should be peaceful and it shouldn't be any rioting, because if a mother doesn't give a damn about her child's life, why should they? That was very powerful. And what happens is that it's a student film, a student from a high school. He wants to do a film over it. Documentary over it, The Verdict, and Nate Parker's character, which I honestly don't even remember his name. It was Link Jefferson. That's what it was, Link Jefferson, and he agrees to doing a documentary. So I got an issue with that right there. That I don't believe that a man of that caliber would let a student document his film. We're not talking a college student. We're not talking about a master thesis. We're talking about a high school student. I don't think he would really do that. That's just something there that I felt was trash and that I felt like was unbelievable. To me, it came off as a poor excuse to have low-budget cameras. Yeah, man. You just gotta do better than that in your thought process and your writing. So what happens is that they're recording him, and then he's supposed to go to City Hall to get some petitions, or to see if they had enough petitions signed to get an appeal or to overturn the verdict or something like that. And he's driving in the car with the kids that's recording him, and then eventually they stop, and next thing you know, you just look up and he's got a whole bunch of guns in the van. All the kids is like, "Oh shit, what is he doing?" And he's like, "Hey, stop recording me. Don't call the cops." So then he drives to City Hall. So after that, we cut to him in the middle of City Hall just shooting shit up. And I'm sitting here looking like, what the fuck was you doing? How did you get inside City Hall with all these guns and get everyone, handcuffs or in zip ties and things of that nature? Now, can you imagine watching The Matrix, which is one of the greatest films of all time, and how they directed it? Imagine Neo and Trinity walking up to the building that Morpheus was held captive in, and they just cut to breaking into the room, and Morpheus is sitting there in handcuffs, and Mr. Anderson. Everybody's like, why? How did you take this over? How did you get here? That to me was a huge plot hole. I think it's more of a budget issue. I don't think he had the money to do a whole scene where you go into City Hall, you and your friends, your goons, you take over the place. But that to me, I just say I don't see how you can skip that. That's just too much of a crucial piece of information in the story if you overturn that. I compare this film to John Q. And just imagine John Q. And John Q goes into the ER, and then next thing you know, everybody's locked up like, hey, my son got to be on the donors list. You would be like, well, how did you do this by yourself? So, yeah, that was just a major opportunity missed by Nate Parker, man. I don't know why, but you should have wrote something in about that. So they have a trial. They had a trial. Some people in there were in the jail cell. Some random people that actually worked there, and some other another lady that was just paying her parking ticket. They retrialed everything. It's a trial by the peers. It's a very important and crucial dialogue that happened. You know, the police speak their side. I felt like, that was important. You got to let the other side, voice their opinions. Which basically boils all down to typical stereotypes. Oh, y'all listen to all this rap music, and you should have followed orders. You would follow orders. This never would have happened. Oh, yeah, and they also had our guy Theo Rossi from Sons of Anarchy. He was in the film, and he basically played the Latino that wants to dissociate himself with, I guess, the stereotypical Latin community. He hates tattoos, and he thinks he thinks that stereotypical Latinos make it difficult for him to do his job. They do a trial, and I'm just going to ruin it for you. Yeah, they actually convicted the officer as guilty. Link could have killed him. He does not kill him. He lets everyone go. At the very end of the film, he's walking out with his hands up. The cop, I will say, the cop does have a change of heart after learning and hearing his side of things. He said, yeah, I feel like I'm finally learning things from your side. I feel like I've grown from this, and let's walk out of the city hall together. But the second, Nate Parker's character walks out with his hands up, boom, I mean, he hit bullseye right here. He dead. He out of there. So let's talk about overall everything that happened. Acting. The people that could act. The people that can't act, can't act. I'll put it to you like that. Nate Parker could act. Amari Hardwick can act. Theo Rossi can act. Mo McRae can act. There's some other people that can act. But there's some other people that I felt weren't up to par. The BM, baby mother, excuse me. It's not that she couldn't act, but it was just a certain scene where she was crying and talking to the officer about why you killed my son. And it just came off as cheesy and unbelievable. I hate to do her like that. I don't know the lady's name. Hopefully she still keeps acting. Yeah, there's also another scene where it was like he had people with him that took over City Hall. You don't know who they are outside of Amari Hardwick. Apparently some guy gets shot and you find out, oh, it's his uncle. We're like, oh, shit. Well, why didn't you tell us, your uncle was a part of this? Some character development for other characters and where they came from might have helped out a little bit. Man, I don't even know what else to even talk about in this film, why it was trash. But yeah, the camera footage was poor. I think the fact that they didn't show him take over City Hall, that was a major plot loop. The whole fact of him letting the kids record him, we trying to take over City Hall and make it a documentary, I didn't believe that aspect of it. But there are some important things quotes that were at the end of the film that I think is important. Number one, I heard during the documentary with his mother, he said that a boy needs a man in his life. Message, be there for your kids, even if you have them at a wedlock. You need to do that. After the verdict, you see Nate Parker, Link, sitting on the TV screen, sitting and watching TV when the mother of his child told him not to riot. He said, I ain't shit, man. And I think that hit home because a lot of us feel like we ain't shit, or as men in America, we can't do shit because of the power structure of white supremacy. There's a certain scene when he's looking out the window with his AK-47 or AR-15 that definitely came from Malcolm X, and he did that photo shoot. But yeah, some of the acting was mediocre. I feel like the idea was magnificent. I feel like the overall plot did touch me, but there was just some inconsistencies in the film that I feel like if Nate Parker would have had someone else co-write it, or I know that Spike Lee produced the film, maybe if Spike Lee could have directed it. I know Spike Lee, some people don't like him. Maybe they wouldn't have gotten the same amount of funding if Spike Lee directed it. But I do have to say there were some trashy elements in the film, and it could have been an A+, but I'm going to have to give it a B-. It could have been a 10. Nah, I'll take it. Nah, I ain't going to boost it. It could have been a 9. Got to give it a high 6 to a low 7. But should you watch it? Yeah, you should. Yeah, you should watch it. You should watch it because it's important. You should watch it because of what he's trying to say in the back of his head. In the back of his head, he's trying to receive a message that we as black people are going to have to arm and defend ourselves in America. And no more just praying and waiting for God to just come save us or being peaceful, because the truth of the matter is there is no progress without bloodshed. There is no revolution or change without bloodshed. And that's the only way we're going to be successful in America, through either armed forces or through economic empowerment, which is what I talked about in the film review over One Night in Miami. You should watch it. I bought the film, even though I did trash it, but I bought the film. I'm happy I bought it. I will watch it again. You should watch it. But if you're thinking something like in the realm of John Q, which is what I thought about, and don't have your hopes up that high. If you want to just watch it, you got to think of it as a B movie, the movie they used to show on the side with the A movies. You have to look at it as a type of quality and production, which is disappointing, but I'm sure Nate Parker is going to bounce back and have some more films. That's all I got for you today. This is Devon again. Like I said, we're going to be reviewing more and more black films. A lot more videos coming this week. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, subscribe to my channels, press the notification button, and I'll be back for you when the next black video or film comes out and we can review it. Stay safe. I love you all.